feel a little bit of the quattro now. Just easing it on the throttle, sliding on all four wheels. Beautiful, beautiful.
Hello guys and welcome to this Volks Wizard video. Now yesterday I visited Goodwood Circuit to celebrate 40 years of quattro with Audi UK. They loaned me this incredible 600 horsepower RSQ8 to do so in. Now this was part of a 4-day event called Speed Week, which wasn't open to the public due to COVID, but don't worry about that, I've made a video to show you what it was all about. Now unfortunately one of the 3 GoPros I used was a new one and the audio didn't work out very well on that, so it's not to my usual standard, but if you're an Audi fan, I think you'll find it worthwhile staying tuned because there's some incredible footage coming up. Hello guys and welcome to this Volks Wizard video, which once again is a special one, but this time because I'm on my way to Goodwood House in West Sussex to celebrate 40 years of quattro with Audi UK. Now this forms part of a bigger event called Speed Week that's on for 4 days. It's a bit like Festival of Speed, but sadly it's not open to the public, so I thought I'd take you along by the power of GoPro, because if you're a fan of Audis, you are going to love this video. There's going to be some incredible content. For example, I've been given this RSQ8, the fastest SUV around the Nürburgring, to follow Stig Blomqvist up the hill at Goodwood in procession. I mean, how mind-blowing is that? That's just part of this event. There'll be some incredible cars there as well. So stay tuned guys, and I'll see you at Goodwood very shortly.
You've arrived at your destination.
Well, I can't really believe it, but here I am stood in front of Goodwood House with an amazing collection of Audis in front of it. It looks a bit different here when Festival of Speed's not on. So that's actually, I think, the hill course, yeah. And where all the sheep are must be where the grandstands are. So yeah, it does look a little bit different, but it still looks pretty amazing today. So let's do a little walk around of the cars, and I can tell you which ones I've driven, which ones I haven't driven, which ones I want to drive. So first up, we've got the Audi A1 Quattro. So this was a limited edition car that eventually evolved into the S1, and I have driven that one. I'll put a link to all the videos in the description. This is the TT Quattro Sport 240, and I've not driven that one. This is the C5 RS6 Plus, I have driven that one. This is the B7 Audi RS4, and I've not driven that one, but I've owned those. And this is JM's friend Darren's beautiful B7 RS4 in Sprint Blue. This is the one we all love, really. Called Homer affectionately by the staff at Audi UK because it says Doe on the number plate. I got picked up at Milton Keynes train station in this back in 2017 or 2018, and that was really a very yeah, good memory. So yeah, this is a B5 RS4 and it's in Imola yellow, and it's quite a special car because it's got the Recaro pole position, bucket seats, and some other things like an Alcantara steering wheel and gear knob, and it is beautiful. I think it's tiny mileage, like 3,000. Speaking of tiny mileage, we have the RS2 in RS Blue or Nogaro Blue. So again, I've driven this. I've driven both of these for videos. This is probably the lowest mileage one in existence. It's something like 3,000 to 4,000 miles. Let's have a look. Ooh, it's gone up to 4,000 now. So somebody's used it. But yeah, this was a revelation because I expected that newer car to be better to drive, but this was beautiful, beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, this is the Sport Quattro, so the homologation car for this, which is the original rally car. Just standing behind it is Stig Blomqvist, the driver here in the day, threw this around the forests around the world, and yeah, did really well for Audi. So what an amazing, amazing lineup, and we're only halfway around. Over here we have the normal Quattro collection then. So we have a 20 valve Quattro from about 1991, I think. And then we have another one, which I have driven at SMMT, and this was really lovely. I think this is the unregistered one that's, yeah, look at it, it's got the original tyres on it. Incredible. This one, they let idiots like me drive around racetracks, and but it's still a beautiful car to drive, even though it's got a few more miles on it. That's in pearlescent white. This is an earlier car, about 10 years earlier actually, and this is a 10 valve. Sort of beautiful in its sort of simplicity, with its set in headlights, famous for their corrosion, which this car's got a little bit of. So that's a lovely car. Now, this car I have also driven. OY07 MHL was the original Top Gear car that Clarkson drove in like a shootout with Richard Hammond, and it was the original press fleet car. Went into the wilderness for, God, I don't know, 10, 11 years, and was bought back by Audi UK following the tweet I made in December 2018, about the time I bought mine, because I was looking for R8s. Saw this was up for sale. I didn't really fancy it because it was high mileage and a bit of a money pit, which it actually seemed to have proven to be quite an expensive car to get right, but they've got it right now and it actually drives beautifully. This is the one I really love though. R8 V10 LMX. Never did a video on this, did a little video, but then I looked at the speedometer readings in it and I decided not to actually publish it. So this is a V10, I think it's 560 horsepower. It's basically an R8 V10++. So this is an R8 LMX, famous for its laser headlights, which BMW beat into the market with by, God, only a few weeks or so, by putting them in the i8. So this is a beautiful car. Beautiful bucket seats, quilted roof, quilted boot, carbon fibre everywhere. Yeah, this is the car. Actually, all I'd ever need if I won the lottery, I'd just buy one of these, seriously. Okay, now we have RS7. This is basically an RS6 with a swoopy back. And here we have the RSQ8. So I drove here in this today, and it's a bit of a beast really. It is a rather large car, and it's got 600 horsepower. It's got the biggest wheels of any Audi, so take that everybody. You might have come in your priceless classics. I have the biggest wheels of any of them, 23-inch wheels, biggest brakes of any production car. I think they're 440 when you get the ceramic option, which this car has got. That's shared with the Urus and shared with the Bentayga. So yeah, a bit of a beast, but if you have to get up early and come down here, it's perfect car for doing that in. And if you're in Germany and you can open it up a bit, I think it makes a lot of sense. Here, it's a bit big and it's a bit too keen to get to city speeds, but I've really enjoyed my time with it. Seeing as it's my car, I can get in it and show you. It's got a load of camera gear and stuff in it, but it's got this lovely carbon fibre, Alcantara. It's basically a full-on Audi interior with everything deployed to make it luxurious. Being an RSQ8, so a coupe SUV, they've given us pillarless windows, beautiful stitching on there, and we've got a red striped seatbelt, just like a Golf GTI Club Sport, no less. Got my helmet there in case I need it later, because there's a bit of driving opportunities here at the amazing Goodwood. And also here we have the Audi e-tron. So this is the bad boy, and this is, in theory, the good boy. So full electric car. It's the it's the e-tron Sportback as well. So yeah, this has just come out. The e-tron's been out for a year, sold really well eventually, and this model with a swoopy back has just come, and it looks amazing. This one's got the mirrors, which are a little bit Marmite by all accounts. Okay guys, well that's all the cars lined up here in front of the incredible Goodwood House, and then let's see what happens next. I don't know the itinerary, but all I can tell you, it's going to be worth waiting for. There goes the Stig then in the rally car, and there's Dan Prosser in the RS2. So I think I'm going to be at the back. They've got the least cool car of the lot. Oh. There goes the B5 RS4. There's JM swearing. TT Quattro Sport. What an amazing lineup. Steve Copley in the R8. Right, I better get in the car now because they're going to be waiting for me. Okay, so we're just where the hill climb starts at Goodwood, so there'd be stadiums all over the place here and people, but there's nothing, just sheep and fields, and it looks like we can give it the beans a bit more this time. So there's a 50-mile-an-hour limit and I'm in a big tank. I need to be very careful. Got JM on cars in front of me in the RS7. And we're taking the right in front of the house now. And it's just so easy to get to the 50-mile-an-hour limit here. Yeah, 50 mile an hour, I think it is pretty sensible, but apparently animals can come out through from the trees at any point. There'll normally be 200 marshals, there are just 10 today, so we need to be sensible. Plus, it's quite easy to crash if you get a bit carried away, as you'll have seen if you watched the footage, especially on this corner. Yeah, that's seriously cool. Seriously. Very steadily round the flint wall. It's very abrupt points there where I won't be touching the side even in this, but we get some V8 rumble. Oh, pure muscle car. Jam's gunning it. Horsepower deployed up the hill at Goodwood. It's a very slow time, but a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It doesn't feel slow, 50 miles an hour here, because it's really narrow and the trees are sort of bearing down on you, but yeah, that's big fun. On the brakes for the little paddock now, where you'll see the finest lineup of Audi cars in the world. So we have a number of quattros.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good day. We've just done some hill climb procession. We've got quite a few media with us today. We've got JM. There's the rally car going past.
Yeah. Yeah. This is amazing, isn't it? Just amazing.
It is. And the last time we did something like this was at Shelsley Walsh back in 2016, I believe.
Oh yeah, I was there for that. That was when you had Hans Stuck.
It was,
yeah.
and he was there with the Auto Union, and it was a very special day for him because his father raced at Shelsley Walsh and set a record there as well, and it was it brought back a load of memories for him. It was a really great day. And so it's a similar theme today, really. You know, it's just a celebration of everything Audi, of everything quattro, everything we stand for, really. That Vorsprung technique that we all talk about all the time. So yeah, really, really good.
But thankfully, we haven't got quattro weather today, have we?
No, we haven't actually. The sun's come out, which I'm really pleased about. But
yeah, quattro's great for driving the cars, but it's not great for an event like this. Quattro weather, I mean, it's great for driving the cars. It's just would make the event like this a bit tricky, I think.
Exactly,
and it means exposed here.
Exactly, it means the rally car, you know, there's a bit more space for it to be pushed that little bit more within reason, obviously.
That's
but
true.
Stig is in the rally car at the moment, and yeah, he's getting himself reacquainted with it, which is quite nice to see, isn't it?
Yeah. Now you might know Alex from a video that we made a couple of years ago where we talked about Alex's Mark 1, which you've still got, haven't you?
I have indeed.
So
yeah.
If you want to find out about Alex and his Mark 1 and how he's not completely Audi, he likes his old Golfs, I'll put a link in the description below. Okay, well, it turned out going up the hill at Goodwood in a procession with the Stig in his rally car and all those other insane Audis was just the start of things yesterday. Lunch, which was next, normally pretty boring, but not when you've got the Stig there and 9-time Le Mans winner Tom Kristensen, who's earned the name Mr. Le Mans. They did a question and answer session which was pretty interesting. Actually, they know each other quite well because they're both Scandinavian, so when they do the Race of Champions where the winners of races of all sorts of different types get together and race each other, they're in Team Scandinavia. So yeah, I'll put some footage of that on the screen now?
Yeah, it has been, I mean, Stig has been many times at Le Mans, watching and seeing the race, but I mean, what I said before was, or our table we started, the first time I sort of met him for real was we were partnered at a Race of Champions down at Gran Canaria, where they had one of the original Race of Champions, which was gravel and asphalt, and it was outside, not before the stadium sections, and we were partnered as Team Scandinavia, and obviously coming from circuit racing, it was very important for me to go out and Stig. He said, come on, we jump in this car over here. It was good he told me before we did it, but actually we went in a Ford Escort Mark 1 and just to forget about the line and just to see a little bit of the pedal work in terms of left foot braking on the gravel and how you do that. It certainly taught me a lot. We had a great weekend. We didn't win, for sure. It was my fault. But since then we meet at these different occasions, and that's also been nice to follow. When I was a young kid, his career in rallying, and it has been very nice that with the brand of Audi, with the history of quattro, what they have developed, what we are now celebrating, which we definitely don't want to give away for anything. That is very much in his heart and blood, and what he has been working hard for. And that still he's there also to support us when we did the races during the night in the wet at Le Mans, and asking for quattro, which we unfortunately was not allowed to have. But yeah, it was.
The rally came to a thing when you said you were happy playing at 200 miles an hour in the dark with no sprays. You kind of did want some rally heritage there to play.
Yeah, that's very important. It was asked what he preferred of tarmac, because in rallying obviously you have the trees, which we know, but you have the water, you're driving on ice, you're driving on snow, you're driving on asphalt, you're driving on stones. But his preferred surface, that's to be airborne.
Okay, after that, we then formed a procession and drove the short distance down to Goodwood Motor Racing Circuit, so it's probably about a quarter of a mile away from the house, and then we were sent into the paddock area where we were kept for a few minutes waiting to go on track. So we just literally drove straight on the track and did a couple of laps. Now, procession laps can be really slow or they can be really fast. Well, I did 102 miles an hour in this RSQ8, which was, yeah, really cool. Now, unfortunately, I had some in-car footage of that with my audio, but unfortunately that just got binned because the GoPro wasn't working properly. But I've got some footage from outside the car and a lot of the audio of the exhaust, which is probably better than me talking anyway. Well, as if driving around the track wasn't enough in an RSQ8, the reason Tom Kristensen was actually there was to give us all passenger laps. So we've got an iconic driver, we've got an iconic circuit at Goodwood, and to me, we've got a very iconic car, the Audi R8, and not just any R8. It was a newly launched Green Hell edition that was launched at the Nürburgring 24 Hour about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I put my hand up for that for sure. And more by luck than judgment, I managed to get good audio and good video. So I hope you enjoy this, guys, as much as I did. I don't think you will, though. Okay, guys, well, I'm on the pits here at Goodwood, and I've got my helmet on, got my balaclava on, ready to get a passenger lap with Tom Kristensen. He's going around right now. And yeah, this is very exciting. Got the GoPros here, so...
Welcome in the Green Hell.
Thanks, man. I was in Nürburgring a few weeks ago. And this was launched at the 24 Hour, wasn't it?
Of course, yeah.
It's a very dangerous circuit, Tom.
Hardwick corner is good. Over the crest, up to 4th.
We've probably got quattro, Tom.
Oh yes, you will feel that soon. Over the crest at full water. Up to no name. Tricky entry. It's very fast.
Yeah. Not much runoff.
We have St. Mary's. Plenty of runoff here.
Yeah.
Into Lavant. Yeah, maybe you feel a little bit of the quattro now. Just easing it on the throttle, sliding on all 4 wheels.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Up to 4th, Andrew. 5th. 6th if you want.
Brakes, ceramic.
Brooklands.
Yeah.
And
bit of rear.
yeah, it's...
Oh, the chicane.
Very nice. As you know, it's soft, very good to drive around.
Yeah.
But still, it has a very good balanced platform. So if you're just being gentle to it, it has very good grip, good stability, even though it has good mechanical grip.
Yeah, nice, incredible.
It's a lovely balanced sports car.
Let's hope they keep making it for a long time.
Oh yeah.
was brilliant, Tom. Thanks, man. It's great to meet you finally after reading about you in Audi magazine and all your Le Mans wins and stuff.
Thanks, Andrew. It was a lovely afternoon.
Okay, well, I think it's fair to say it's been a pretty amazing day here at Goodwood, seeing all these special cars being used in anger pretty much on the circuit, and catching up with people from the YouTube world like JM on cars that drove my R8 back in March, just before lockdown, wasn't it? We didn't have to wear masks
like
then.
The week before.
Yeah, we were lucky to get that in, weren't we? So how's your day been?
Amazing. Yeah, really, really good. Great to see all the cars out, yeah, being driven and used and enjoyed. We had a good time on track. I mean, to be fair, going up the hill with all of these, I mean, having Stig Blomqvist in an actual Group B car.
Actual Group B car, actual Stig.
Actual Stig.
Not Top Gear, the actual Stig.
The original. And that was just a real proper special experience. Then getting to go around the track with Tom Kristensen.
Yeah, Mr. Le Mans.
Yeah.
That's some name, Mr. Le Mans.
Yeah, that's an experience. I mean, I went out after a break, so it was cold car pretty much, cold tyres, and he just had complete control of that car. You know, when you go out with professional drivers, people that have done it will know they're just a different breed. So no, it's been a really good day. Audi put on a really, really good spread.
Yeah, they are very good at doing this kind of stuff. I mean, just look at the cars. Just look. 2 quattros, not just 1, 2. RS4 B5, B7, another B7, C5 RS6, TT Quattro Sport, R8 LMX, RS4, which looks pretty damn boring compared to the other stuff, and RS7 and my big boy, the RSQ8. Anyway, guys, I think we'll end it now. It's been a pretty memorable day. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please comment, please share, please do subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one really soon.